So you're thinking about adding a screen porch to your home. Awesome! But then comes the big question, the one that's probably on your mind right now. What's this actually going to cost me? Well, today, we are going to cut right through all the noise and give you a super clear, straightforward guide to budgeting for your dream outdoor space.
I mean, who isn't, right? Just picture it. You're kicking back on a warm evening, drink in hand, and you're not swatting away a single mosquito. That's the magic of a screened porch. It's that perfect mix of indoor comfort and outdoor living. It really is more than just a room. It's a total lifestyle upgrade.
But, getting from that amazing dream to the real deal, well, that takes a solid plan. And that whole plan starts with a realistic budget. So in this explainer, we're going to break down all the numbers and all the factors so you can move ahead feeling totally confident.
Okay, first up, let's just quickly talk about why this is one of the most popular home additions out there. Because believe me, it is about so much more than just keeping the bugs away.
I mean, think about it. You're literally adding a new room to your house. It could be your quiet little reading spot, a place for dinner outside, or, the place everyone wants to hang out when you have people over. And hey, while it might not have the same direct return on investment as, say, a full kitchen remodel, a really well-built porch adds this unique charm and function that can seriously make your property stand out if you ever decide to sell.
All right, let's get to the main event, the reason you're here, the cost. To make sense of the crazy range of prices you'll see online, it really helps to think about it in three totally separate categories.
So, at the most affordable end, you've got your DIY kits and simple retrofits. Now the key thing here, and this is super important, this price range almost always assumes you already have a deck or a patio that's in good shape to build on. This is all about screening in a space that's already there. And yeah, you're probably going to be doing a lot of the work yourself. Okay, now this is the sweet spot for most homeowners. We're talking about a professionally built, brand new structure. That means a new foundation, all the framing, and a proper roof that ties right into your home's existing roofline. This gets you a pretty standard-sized porch, maybe something like 12 by 16 feet. That's going to be your favorite room from spring all the way through fall. And now we're getting into what is basically a full-on home edition. In this range, you're looking at all the premium materials, you're getting electrical work done for lights and outlets, maybe even insulation or slick removable glass panels so you can use it when it gets colder. At this point, it's really less of a porch and more of a custom multi-season room.
So what is it that makes a project jump from that mid-range all the way up to the high end? Well, it really just boils down to two major things, the big structural work and all those little finishing touches.
Listen, here's the single biggest way to save money on this project, period. Use an existing structurally sound deck. If you can build on top of what you already have, you avoid the massive cost of digging a new foundation and doing a complex roof tie-in. Starting from absolute scratch is just a much, much bigger and more expensive job. It's as simple as that.
The second thing that really drives the cost is what you choose for your finishes. You can totally stick with the functional basics, pressure-treated wood, a simple fan. Or you can really elevate the space with things like tile flooring, fancy retractable screens, or even get this, radiant floor heating. Every single one of those upgrades is going to add to that bottom line.
Okay, so we've covered the big-ticket items. But there are a bunch of other costs and factors that are really easy to forget about, but you absolutely have to budget for them. Now just take a look at this. For a project built by a pro, it's often a huge surprise for people to learn that labor can be 40 to 60% of the total cost. That's right, half your budget, maybe even more, is just going to the skilled people who are actually doing the work. Materials are a big chunk, for sure, but don't ever underestimate the cost of labor.
And please, don't forget these other things. Have you checked what your local building permit requirements are? Does your HOA have any weird rules about what you can build? And here's a little pro tip for you. Even the time of year can change the cost. It's worth asking your contractor if there's a price difference for building in the off-season. They're usually less busy then, compared to the summer rush.
Okay, are you feeling a little overwhelmed by all this? Don't be. Now that you get the costs, let's turn all this information into a super clear, actionable plan to get you started on the right foot. This right here is your roadmap to a realistic quote. Step 1. Clarify your vision. Is this just a simple summer room, or are you hoping for something more heavy-duty that you can use almost year-round? That one decision will basically define your budget. Step 2. Define your must-haves. What can you absolutely not live without? The specific flooring, the extra outlets, the pet-proof screen. And finally, step 3, and this is so critical, Get at least 3 detailed, itemized bids. You need to see a line-by-line breakdown so you can truly compare apples to apples and understand exactly where your money's going.
And that really brings us to the ultimate takeaway here. It all comes back to this one idea. You have to know what you want, in as much detail as you can, and then get contractors to bid on that specific vision. That is how you turn a fuzzy dream and a huge price range into a concrete project with a real, reliable budget. So the question isn't just, how much does it cost? The real question is, what do I want to build?